Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Scott Show. This is The Scott Show podcast, the 435 Politics Show. So this is the show where we talk politics. I love the politics. Democrats, Republicans, not really third parties. I'm not really into the whole third party thing because they never get in. People were asking me the other day that we need a third party candidate running for president. You always get one. You get like 40 of them. Ralph Nader did a great job back in the day. Ross Perot did a good job back in the day. Neither one of them won one state. None of them won one state. In saying that, if you think about it, none of them got any points when it came down to electing the president in the Electoral College. So, do we need a third party? Maybe. Maybe we need a third party. Are we ever going to get one, though? Let's be realistic, it's probably not going to happen. So, what I'm here to do today, though, is to talk about the Iowa poll that just came out for the Democratic nomination. I'm sure the Republican nomination one has Trump winning in a landslide over Bill Weld and Joe Walsh or whoever else is. I don't know who else is running. Maybe Ole Savior will run as a Republican here in Minnesota and probably get more votes. Go figure. But we had a little shake-up on the top, folks. Vice President Joe Biden, who has been leading for quite a few weeks now, in all the polls, dropped to second place. And the number one was Elizabeth Warren, who's a senator from Massachusetts. She's the top dog right now in the Iowa poll. Biden is second. Bernie Sanders is third. Bernie ran 4 years ago against Hillary. So, he's at 11%. So you have Warren at like 23, 24%, Biden at 20%, and Sanders at 11%. Now, after that, we drop down to people who are getting single-digit numbers. Pete Buttigieg is getting 9%. Kamala Harris is at 6%. Klobuchar and Booker, Amy Klobuchar, Cory Booker, both senators, one from Minnesota, one from New Jersey, they're at 3%. And polling at 2%, Tulsi Gabbard from Hawaii, Beto O'Rourke from Texas, Tom Sayer, who is a business guy, and Andrew Yang, who wants to give you money. If you say, hey, I'm going to give you money if you vote for me, which I think is illegal anyway, and you're only polling at 2%, you need to pack your bags and go. So, Andrew Yang, you have a great time. The other ones too. I mean, Tom Sayer is probably the only one who I can honestly think that would stay in at this point if I was looking at these polls, because, he just started. He's polling at 2% over all these other candidates who have announced and had it forever. And Tulsi Gabbard, I'll give it up to her. She is a hell of a candidate. But she has a really bad. I'm looking for the best word here. Okay, so she has. She does not have the way of getting from Hawaii to the United States. It's not in the continuous 48 states. I know that she's already in Washington, D.C., but a lot of her support is from Hawaii. A lot of times you see buses move around. You have people. Amy Klobuchar has people from Minnesota go to Iowa all the time, or go to follow her around all the time. She has buses. That's what these politicians do. They bus in people all the time. How can she do that if she can't get a bus from Hawaii? So, everybody else does have a little foothold in the game a little bit. She does need a little help with that, but she's a darn good candidate. I'd love to see her as vice presidential candidate. I really would. I think that'd be fantastic. So, big time shout out to Tulsi Gabbard. The one that I have seen drop more than any other candidate is Kamala Harris. She's at 6% right now. Before, she was up there in third place. Now she's in fifth place. The only reason she's in fifth place is these other ones aren't even trying, I don't think, anymore. And Kamala Harris, you got to go. You can go bye-bye now. So I think we should leave it to the candidates that are still in there, that can still afford to be in there. And in saying that, Cory Booker did say that if he didn't raise enough money, he'll have to drop out. And I give him a lot of credit for saying that. I wish they would all, just say, hey, I got to get this much. Which kind of sucks because, you run for president. We haven't even got to Iowa yet. If you don't think that you're strong in Iowa and New Hampshire, then you ain't going to have a good day. You're really not. I'm not sold on these candidates yet, or really excited about these candidates yet. I really do want to see who they pick for vice president. I think that's going to be an important deal. I think it's going to be more important than it's ever been before because, when Trump picked Pence, he picked Pence as somebody who has already been in there in the House of Representatives. He's already, a governor of Indiana. And he had a base that Trump couldn't touch. I think that's going to be important for the Democratic candidate to pick the best vice presidential candidate they can. One that will equal out to all circles and not just the progressive extreme left. So I'm very interested to see where this goes along, who they pick. I wouldn't want to see like a Biden-Sanders. That would be just, I would probably have a problem with, I don't really know. I guess Tulsi Gabbard is the one I like for vice president. Amy Klobuchar would be a fantastic vice president. Hell, Pete Buttigieg, I think he'd be a great vice president if he doesn't get in there. So we'll see what happens with this poll. It's going to be very interesting. I'm very interested to see how these candidates fluctuate. But the biggest drop that I've seen, like I said, Kamala Harris, and I think you need to go. Go run back to California, run for Senate, or go do something else. But that's a candidate I just can't stand. I wouldn't vote for. I'm going to tell you straight up. I think that her time as Attorney General in California really gave a point to who she is as an elected official. And I just can't see wanting that as President of the United States. And when I say wanting that, I'm talking about her policies. I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that to her. I can respect that she's a senator, but I can also hopefully get respect for the fact that I don't like her policies. So that's just the way it goes. I'm not a big fan of Elizabeth Warren either, but she's in the lead right now. So we'll see what happens. And that's my feelings, and my thoughts and feelings are my own, and it's thescottshow.com. We make it happen here. We will be back on the 435 Politics Show to talk more politics with you guys, who's running for office, who's dropping out of this race, and who's running for what different office. I'm always excited to see that too. As we, the Senate is up for grabs. The House is always up for grabs every time. The Minnesota House and Senate are both up for grabs. So, we'll check you guys out here real soon on thescottshow.com. Check us at patreon.com/scottshow or tinyurl.com/thescottshow. Now, also check out the Scott Show 2 or Scott Show 2 at Twitter, and we will be there having fun, as we always do. So we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for listening to the show. If you have any comments, like, share, subscribe, make comments. Tell me who you think should be the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party. And also, you can throw in whatever other insight you want to, too. We'll catch you here real soon on thescottshow.com.